Hello, welcome to your February Tarot Forecast videos. I want to share 3 distinct points about the energy of February itself before I start in on the readings. I'm going to take a few minutes with this intro, so if you wish you can skip ahead to where I begin actually pulling cards. I'll go ahead and put a time indication in the description box if you want to do that. First, I want to begin by stating the obvious, which is that we collectively recognize January 1st as the day that rings in the new year on the calendar. However, the beginning of February is when we actually truly enter a fresh new energy cycle. That is the real new year energetically. A lot of January was spent tying up loose ends of 2016, and this is because we entered the new year in January 2017, mid-cycle of a Mercury retrograde. This is not conducive to forward movement. Rather, it's a time to chill, reflect, and plan your next steps, and not take action to commence new things quite yet. Mercury went direct on January 8th and doesn't move out of its shadow for approximately 2 weeks after it goes direct. This means that if New Year's resolutions were started in January, they are not likely to endure and those plans will tend to unravel. Any resolutions for change that you want to implement in order to yield more permanent results would be more auspicious if began at the end of the month when the mercurial energy begins to pick up speed. Coincidentally, this is around the same time of the start of the Chinese New Year, which begins January 28th. And that brings me to my second point, which is sharing a little bit about this year being marked as the Yin Fire Rooster. 2016 was the Yang Fire Monkey. Yang energy is masculine, extroverted, and outwardly expressive. Fire is dynamic, changing, passionate, and all-consuming. The monkey is playful, chaotic, impulsive, adaptable, and clever, but not necessarily honest. Observing the way that monkeys behave will give you an indication of the characteristics they exhibit and how a lot of 2016 played out for us. So again, 2017 is the year of the Yin Fire Rooster. Much like last year, fire will mark the next 12 months as blazing, dynamic, and assertive energy. However, Yin energy is feminine, introverted, insightful, and inwardly receptive. So a lot of us will be tapping into our inherent reserves of strength and realizing our inner passions this year. There is a strong theme here of self-reliance. The rooster quality is confident, if not somewhat boastful, as it proudly sticks out its chest and fans its feathers. Roosters are notably guided by instinct as they greet the rising sun in the morning. Therefore, advice this year is to rise early to accomplish your goals and act on your first impulses. There can be danger in second-guessing yourself or maybe overanalyzing. It is lucky to have some sort of symbol or visual representation of a rooster in your home this year, which is why I have this guy over here. Because success and self-reliance comes easily to roosters, this is a great year to demonstrate leadership and gain real progress in what you want to achieve. So this brings me to my last point I want to make before I start in on your readings. 2017 numerologically adds up to a year 1. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10, and when you reduce the 10 by adding 1 and 0, you end up with 1. This means that no matter what your life path number or your personal year, there are collective beginnings within the human race as we begin a brand new 9-year cycle. The key word for a 1 year is independence. Other meanings are ego, ambition, initiative, and individuality. We will begin to see things that we have never seen before this year. We have already seen shades of the 1 year theme, as well as the monkey and rooster characteristics within the new political climate, but we don't really need to get into that here in this video. What is important to remember is that the New Year energy that commences this month is a year of personal success achieved through diligent perseverance and patience. Like the rooster crows at dawn, it is heralding in a powerful sign of awakening. Happy New Year! Now let's get started with your readings. Hello Gemini, for your February readings, I will be pulling 4 cards from the Connolly Tarot deck. 1 card for each week of the month ahead. Okay. First week, second week, third week, fourth week. Okay, so the shadow card is the 5 of Pentacles. And, you know, I always see the Pentacles as being kind of a challenging card in the sense that you may have some sort of financial concerns or worries. And there, in this picture, this woman is sort of leaning on this gate or this doorway. And to me, it feels a little bit like, since it has hinges, it's like she's leaning on something that could kind of go either way. It could open, the door could open, you know, towards her or away from her, you know, depending, I guess, on how she's leaning on it. But I also see her as being blindfolded. So, you know, whenever I see this image of being blindfolded, it's like there's a sense of limitation or not seeing the potential or not seeing possibilities. And it looks like this heavenly helper here is sort of trying to lift this off of her eyes so she's not, you know, blind to opportunities of growth and the beauty around her. Really, she's not seeing this beautiful sunset or sunrise in the background. She's not seeing the beauty of life around her because of her worries of, you know, maybe finances or worries about some sort of karmic situation, which I am seeing here. So let me get into this reading. So the first week we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, the Ace of Wands is a new beginning. It's a new start. It's something that you're initiating and you're excited about, okay? And I always see it as having fire, it's passion, but it's always the beginning of that. So it has so much potential, okay? Whatever this is, it hasn't fully yet gotten off the ground. And there's a little bit of fog in this picture, so there's a sense of mystery. Like, will this burn out, or will this passion sort of, you know, continue? Okay, will I continue to see fireworks in the future? Okay, so the second week is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so again, money aspects here, and also the beauty. Here's the sunset again behind her. So in this week, I feel like does not have a blindfold on, but I feel like it's like the same card, basically. I mean, the image just looks very similar to me. It's the beauty of the surroundings that you're now seeing. You're seeing like what's available to you, okay? And I also see the Queen of Pentacles sitting down here, and she's got sort of like her harvest in front of her. It almost looks like she's holding this up to her mouth. So this could have something to do with like diet as well. Your diet, not going on any sort of like starvation or crash diet would be some sort of advice, I guess. This second week, that's one aspect. And I'm also seeing, she's sitting down and she's quite comfortable in this position. All right, so here comes the fear. You have the materialism card, so feeling sort of trapped by the world, okay? And all of the responsibilities sort of coming at you from every direction and feeling a little bit like stuck and like, you know, tied down or tied to the resources that you have to work with or the capabilities that you have to work with. And, you know, materialism I always see as like being sort of, you know, feeling limited in some way. And that goes along with with this card here. So here we have the King of Swords coming in. Okay. The King of Swords is, you know, coming in the 4th week. So this person could be, you know, someone of importance to look out for. He is a very smart guy. He is a good listener. And I see, you know, he also has, you know, the intelligence and the know-how to really, you know, make, you know, to put forth his ideas, I guess. You could be collaborating with either the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Swords in the month of February. He has some sort of insight that you don't have into the situation. He's kind of like looking at this Devil card and he's listening to you, but he's seeing it for what it is. Okay. Also, in another sense, I do see this as being like, this is the karmic relationship card. Okay. And when I see the couple here, you have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This is a mismatched couple. Okay. They might have an initial attraction. They may have some sort of sexual bond between them. But really, ultimately, they're on either side of the rainbow here. They're coming from 2 different places. And fundamentally, this situation is not like meant to be a long-term situation, a long-term relationship. That's another scenario that I'm seeing. It's like karmic situation coming in. Okay, so I had a few situations that I did see here with that, and however that, you know, however you can relate to that, feel free to take the meaning that you need from it. I'd like to pull an advice card from the Angels Tarot cards for Geminis. Advice for Geminis. Six of Air, which is the Six of Swords. Things are looking up at the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip, also moving on, and, you know, leaving in the past what did not work for you. You're coming to some sort of, like, it feels like you're coming to some sort of waterfall here, like the edge, and things are about to really pick up for you, where you're sort of coasting along. That's the impression that I'm getting. Waterfall could be a windfall, but it's something that is like going to be picking up speed here. And I am seeing that a little bit with the Ace of Wands is the first week. Like I feel like this is like fast and furious. And then the rest of the month I see it kind of like slowing down. So there is some sort of change of pace here. Alright. So I want to pull an additional meaning. Okay, if these cards would behave. I want to pull an additional meaning from the Gypsy Fortunes deck. And I haven't used this deck before for any of the readings, but I thought it would be fun to do. Okay, so I'm just going to pull 3 cards that are going to tell me a little bit of a story here. Alright, so the first card I'm getting is the Moon card. And the Moon card is about hidden things. It's something that hasn't yet fully been revealed into the light. It's also, it can be romance. And we see the moon, everybody sees the moon lit up at night, so it has to do with the public as well. But I am seeing some sort of you know, needing to use your intuition on something. And I see what that something is here is the snake. Snaky sort of energy. Snaky. And maybe that's this King of Swords, you know, tempted by the King of Swords in some way. You know, he kind of comes across as quite charming, but then he does sort of go cold as well. So there's just a little bit of a warning here to just maybe avoid any sort of snake in the grass sort of energy, okay? This person could be very charming because we have like the snake charmer, right? I think of snakes as being charming at first, but then they are also deceptive. I really get that with that materialism card that came up here. So then you have the Lilies card, which is about something old, okay? I am getting that there's some sort of like old karma with this person. And it's like, you know, maybe this person came into your life to help you move forward in a way and to sort of own your power in some sense, because I have the Six of Air, which is, you know, the end of a difficult situation. So, and I see you also crossing a bridge, and it's kind of hard to see here, but you're crossing a bridge over this water, and to me crossing a bridge means like a different phase, and I was seeing like you in this boat having like come up to the edge of this waterfall here. So something old traditions, old things. I'm getting it's like an old karmic thing, you know, something, some sort of debt that this person owes you, or that you owe them, or both. That's what I'm seeing for that. I'm also seeing the Children card as the shadow. So the Children card is learned behavior, and in the tarot deck this corresponds with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is childhood. It's also, you know, can be karmic relationships and past lives and things like that as well. So the two minor arcanas in the tarot that are significators of past life relationships are the Six of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. And then in the majors, we also have the Justice card. But anyway, I'm seeing two of the minor arcana cards for karma coming up here. It's a learning lesson, an old one. So you're playing in a sandbox with this other kid here. So this is either you or this is you. I see this as being like the King of Swords maybe, and this is the Queen of Pentacles. They're young. They have not fully matured yet in this picture. They're still children. It's something old, right? Something from the past. And I see this other person actually waiting to sort of jump down and jump into the picture. So whenever you're done with your lesson with this person, it's like this other one is going to come through for you. That's the impression that I'm getting. So there is a gypsy fortune message that goes along with each of these cards. And the meaning of this card is that children are innocent, right? So children tell you what they do. And adults tell you what they hear and what they see. They don't necessarily tell you what they do. Children are very honest. And, you know, adults, they tend to tell you, they don't tell you what they do, they tell you what they see and what they hear. So I think that would be, you know, half-truths with this card, and sort of paying attention to any sort of, you know, red flags in that sense, and really using your intuition, okay, about this person that comes up. Looks like, you know, towards the 3rd or the 4th week here of February. Okay, Gemini, this was your reading for February. Thank you so much for watching, and for liking and sharing my videos, and for subscribing to my channel. I will see you in the upcoming videos.